Hi everybody, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Rhoda. Today I'm going to be taking you through my recommendations for the upcoming Sephora Fall Savings event. Back in April, I did a Sephora recommendations for their spring sale. Everything that I mentioned in that video still stands true, and I still stand behind those recommendations. So in the interest of not being redundant or repeating the same things over and over again, I will link that video on the screen and in the description box below if you want to check those out. I still love all of those products, but I want to talk about things that I have used since then or I wasn't able to include in that video because it was a long one. It was a doozy. There are a lot of products in there. So if you want to check that one out for those recommendations and use it along with this video, then I think you'd have a comprehensive list of everything that I think is worth picking up at the sale if you need it. Which brings me to my very next point. I can't tell anybody what to do with their dollars. However, if you buy something on sale just because it's on sale, but you don't really need it and you don't ever use it, then it's really not a savings. I saw a quote recently and I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. It said, if you can buy an elephant for a quarter, it's only a deal if you need an elephant and have a quarter. I just thought that was a great quote and pretty much sums up what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you are in the market for any of these products and you're looking for something specific, everything I mentioned in this video has been tested, has been tried, has been reviewed, has been featured on my channel. So I'm not just giving you a list of things for you to go out and buy. These are my recommendations based on my experience. The Sephora sale starts on November 1st and runs through to November 11th. During that whole time, the Sephora collection products are 30% off. On November 1st, Rouge members get early access. They get 20% off, and then VIB and Insider can access the sale on November the 5th. VIBs get 15% off, and Insiders get 10% off. If you are shopping the sale, don't forget to use the code SAVINGS when you check out so that the discount applies. Everything I will mention in this video will be linked in the description box down below. If you choose to use those links to do your shopping, it's of no cost to you, but I do make a small commission. It really helps my channel out. I reinvest it back into buying all these products to review for you. So if you do choose to use them, thank you very much. You do not have to. I just want to let you know that they are there. Let's start off with primers. The first primer I want to talk about is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Hydrating Primer. I cannot believe I remembered that. This is a very silky and smooth primer. It's very, very lightweight and feels very nice on the skin. It does leave a little tack behind, but nothing crazy. It just feels really great. And now in the fall and winter months when I tend to get a little bit dry, I'll be reaching for this one because I really do love it. It does a really great job of priming the skin for makeup, and I love the way that it feels. It does a great job of locking your makeup in place and lasting all day long, all while feeling very, very lightweight, like you don't even know you have anything on. So I love this one. If you have any pores to be filled, I would recommend the Benefit POREfessional. This is a mini that I picked up on a whim and I really, really love it. I know it's not a new product at all and I use so very, very little exactly where I want to target areas that I can see visible pores, which isn't all the time for me. Sometimes they're more visible than others. So I use a very, very small amount only in those areas and it's been lasting me such a long time. It's silky, smooth, does an amazing, amazing job of blurring those areas. So this one has made the fall recommendations list. Moving on to foundations, I have one stick foundation. I know stick foundations tend to be a little bit on the drier side and they tend to, kind of skip on your face, but this Dior foundation stick, it's a multi-use. But I use it for foundation. You can use it for concealer. I don't personally, but you could if you wanted to. Is so creamy, so emollient, but not too emollient that it slips and slides everywhere. It's got beautiful, beautiful coverage. I would stick to one layer of this. You can build it up if you want to, but I think it looks best in one layer. You get a nice medium coverage. I am wearing it today. It's so easy to put on. It glides right on. It melts right into your skin. You got a beautiful, natural finish. It lasts all day and I love it. I wear shade 2.5N. I will be mentioning any shades that I wear as I'm going through the rest of the products, but if for some reason I forget to as I'm talking about a product, it will definitely be listed next to the product in the description box below. My love for the Valentino, Very Valentino foundation is no secret. I wear shade LN4. In terms of liquid foundations that I have tried this year, this is by far my favorite. It's got the most perfect finish. It's a semi-matte, very, 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 very natural. It goes on beautifully. It has a great consistency. It's very, very light. It's kind of runny, but the coverage is there. It's medium buildable, lasts all day. My skin looks amazing when I wear this. I love it. It's a go-to. I wear it during the day and I'll wear it for nights out. It quickly has become my #1 liquid foundation for sure. Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation, quite recent to my collection, but since I have tried it, I have not been able to put it down. I picked up 2 shades and one's a little bit darker than the other. I use Custard when I'm not as tan, and I use Toasted Coconut when I have a little bit of color. I mix them together if I need to. It leaves a beautiful, beautiful finish to the skin. It is very blurring. It lasts all day. Great, great coverage. Beautiful for every day. I love the packaging. It's very light. It's a squeezy tube. I never mind a squeezy tube, but when it comes to my everyday foundations, I have been loving this and using it non-stop. It's got a medium coverage, but you can build it up as much as you want in the areas that you need, and it just looks fantastic. And finally, I did want to talk about the Sephora Skin Tint Reveal the Real. I use shade 130, and this has a very, very light coverage. This is for those days where you just want a something something on the face, or if you don't need much coverage to begin with, this will give you a beautiful, beautiful base. I love it. For me to build this up, if I want some extra coverage, I have to go in several times. So just keep it in mind, it is a very, very lightweight, everyday skin tint, and highly recommend it because it looks gorgeous on the skin. It leaves a beautiful, beautiful finish. Very, very good price point. And now with 30% off, is a great, great deal. Moving on to concealer, my under eyes are my biggest problem area. Not only do I have a lot of darkness under my eyes, but every day that goes by, I have another wrinkle that appears under my eyes, and it's concerning me. But this year, I have just hit the jackpot with these 3 concealers that I'm going to talk about. The first one I want to talk about is the Fenty We're Even concealer. This was released earlier in the beginning of this year. I use shade 225N. This is very lightweight and serum-y feeling, but this concealer I can wear without a color corrector, and I need a color corrector 99% of the time. I can go without with this concealer. As lightweight and serum-y as it is, the coverage it provides is amazing. It doesn't feel heavy, but still provides the coverage that I need. It glides on so smoothly, so easily, but at the same time, it stays put. It doesn't get all over the place. So it stays where it's supposed to stay, and it does its job. It's so very, very long lasting. I love this concealer. The next concealer I want to talk about is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Concealer. I wear shade 6. I am wearing it today. This concealer is right up there with the Fenty. The Fenty has a little bit more coverage, just a tad more coverage than the Danessa Myricks. This one, typically, I will need a color corrector underneath. However, they have the same properties in terms of being very serum-like, very easy to apply, very smooth under the eye. They're both wonderful. I can't say I like one over the other. The differences between them are that the Fenty has a little bit more coverage than the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, but I love them. I love them both the same. I got so lucky with concealers this year. Final one that I want to talk about is a surprising one because I'm not a Tarte girl, but this is the Tarte Creamy Creaseless Maracuja Concealer. A little goes a long way with this concealer. It's so smooth. It goes on beautifully. It's not cakey. It's not heavy. It stays put all day, provides a beautiful, beautiful coverage, and I can build it up in the areas that I need. I can wear this with and without color corrector. This wears so beautifully. Of the 3, it's the most pigmented, so you don't need a lot to get the same coverage as you get with the Danessa and with the Fenty. But at the end, they all have the same effect under the eye. All 3, I highly, highly recommend. So again, this one, the most pigmented of all, the creamiest of all, I would say, of the 3. And again, you need very, very little. You don't want to over apply this. The other 2 have a little bit of a thinner formula. So in order to achieve the same effect as this one, you might need to apply a little bit more, but still at the end of the day, I know that I can reach for any one of these 3 that I'm recommending here today and know that I'm going to have a great concealer day. Well, ever since Givenchy decided to reformulate the Prism Libre powders, everyone has lost their minds and have been scrambling to find new loose powder, a new holy grail, because you couldn't top that one. You really couldn't. So here are two new loose powders that I have found that do a very, very good job. The first one is the Mario Loose Powder. I wear shade Medium Light. This is very, very smoothing, very, very blurring, very, very finely milled, just a gorgeous powder. The only thing I will say about this one, all over the face, no problem. Beautiful, especially in this pore area, amazing. But if you have a lot of fine lines under your eyes, I would avoid that area because it can tend to look a little bit cakey with this one. But everywhere else, beautiful. If you do not have lines under your eyes or very, very minimal lines under your eyes, then you're good to go. It'll look beautiful. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous powder. Another incredible powder that I tried, this is actually pretty recent, but I have been testing it out thoroughly, and this is the one I've been reaching for. This is the Danessa Myricks Evolution Loose Powder. This is shade 2. This is the one I picked up initially, and I loved it so much, I went ahead and picked up the pink version of it as well. The pink version for me, if we want to talk about color real quick, this pink is a little bit too pink for me. It's too light for under my eyes. It kind of makes me look ghostly, and so this isn't the shade for me. But let's talk about formula. Just as finely milled as the Mario, just as silky, just as smooth, just as blurring. However, this one looks fantastic under the eyes, and I'm wearing this today, and everything looks smooth and beautiful and not cakey and very light, and I do have a lot of fine lines under my eyes. So this one works great, especially for mature skin or if you just happen to have lines under your eyes. This is a wonderful, wonderful powder. It's gorgeous. So blurring, so smooth, wonderful powder. You do not have to worry about this powder under your eyes if you do have those fine lines and wrinkles. Trust me, you don't have to worry. Just make sure you don't over apply this. Go lightly, and then if you need a little bit more, you can add another layer. Highly, highly recommend this Danessa Myricks powder. It's fantastic. Let's move on to bronzers and contours. The first one I want to talk about is the Makeup by Mario. This is the Bronzing and Shaping Serum. I have two shades. I have light, which is a little bit cooler, and then I have light medium, which is a little bit warmer. If I want a more contoury effect, I'll use the light, and if I want a little bit more warmth, I'll use the light medium, but I use them both all the time. I love these. Since I picked them up, I have not been able to stop using them. It is very, very serum-y. It has a beautiful dewy finish, but like it dries down. It is very, very serum-y and very, very liquidy. So just be careful to keep it in place so that it doesn't get away from you and kind of all over your face. But other than that, I love this. This is right in between Mario's Sculpting Stick, which is much more matte, much more pigmented, and the Skin Enhancer, the one that comes in the little pot, that one is much more emollient. This is exactly right in the middle, and I love it. Use it all the time. You can use this also under your foundation, or you can mix it into liquid foundations that may be a little bit too light for you just to deepen them up. There's so many different ways that you can use this, and I love it. The other liquid bronzer that I want to talk about today is the Say. I love this one. It has the same dewy finish that dries down though as the Mario, but it's not as serum-y as the Mario. It's thicker. It has a beautiful, beautiful finish. It's easy to sheer out and stays more in place than the Mario does. But as soon as you apply it, you think, oh no, this is too much, but it does. It sheers out. It's gorgeous, stays in place, lasts all day. Beautiful, beautiful finish. I love this one. Moving on to bronzing sticks. This is the Dior. It came out at the same time as the Dior foundation stick. Same beautiful creamy formula that's so easy to blend on the skin. This is 0 to 10. Of the 4 shades that are available, this is the warmest one. I did try shade number 1, which looked very, very gray on me. I'm tempted to try shade number 3 just to check it out. I might pick that up at the sale. But back to this. Gorgeous, applies beautifully, long lasting, provides a gorgeous, gorgeous, very natural bronze. So easy to use, so easy to apply. And this is another really great one that I found this year. You do not need a lot of this. It's very, very pigmented. So I do suggest you just pick it up with your brush instead of applying it directly to the face. If you're looking for a glowy bronzer, this is my favorite. This is the Giorgio Armani. I wear shade 90. It's like the perfect neutral shade for me with a little bit of golden undertone to it, but not too much. It gives you the most beautiful glow, the most beautiful luminous glow. It's not too much though, and it doesn't have any sparkle or any shimmer in it. It just leaves you with the most beautiful, luminous, gorgeous bronze. I love it. I'm wearing it today. And if a matte bronzer is more your speed, the YSL, first of all, just the packaging alone, but of course what's inside is absolutely gorgeous. This is a great staple matte bronzer. It will not let you down. It has a beautiful creamy feel to it. It's not dry. It looks gorgeous on the face, and I love it. I slap it on my running out the door days when I don't have too much time. Swirl my brush around, slap it on, and I'm good to go. I wear shade 2. It is not too light. It is not too dark. It is perfectly neutral, just the way I like my bronzers. I did a whole blush ranking video recently, so none of this will be a shock to anybody who has seen that video. But let's move on to blush, and I want to talk about these lovely, amazing liquid blushes from Armani. I have 2 shades. I'll link them below because they're just numbers underneath, and I think one's rosy beige and the other one is bold pink. They look a little bit fluorescent, and they look fluorescent when you put them on, but then they sheer out to the most beautiful shades. I love the way that these apply. They're not too wet. They dry down. They do not remain sticky. They last forever, and I'm in love with them. These I can apply under powder, over powder. I can apply these directly to the face with no worries. They don't disturb anything underneath. They're perfection in my eyes. I love them. I love them just as much as the next one I'm going to talk about. These are the Hourglass Unreal Liquid Blushes. I love these just as much as the Armani ones. The only thing about these is that I wouldn't apply these directly to the face. These are a liquid. You have to press them out of the tube here, and you'd have to shear them out on your hand before you start applying to your face. So application-wise, they're a little bit different, but I do love the shades that come in the Hourglass range. The Armani are more cooler. There are some warm shades to choose from in the Armani, but the shades in the Hourglass tend to be a little bit warmer. But performance-wise, how they look on the face, how they feel going on, they're wonderful. These dry down as well. They do not remain sticky. That's my #1 pet peeve with any makeup product, really. I do not like stickiness on my face. Things have to dry down in order for them to make it into my makeup collection. So they're both wonderful. Again, different application, different shade ranges and selection for you, but you can't go wrong either way. And the Merit Flush Bomb. I love these. I love the packaging. They are so cute. I still haven't picked up other shades, and I think I'm going to at the Sephora sale. This shade is Stockholm. This is a cream you can apply directly to your face. It doesn't disturb anything underneath. It has the most natural finish, and it just looks natural. It looks like you have a natural flush of color on your face. You can build it up if you want to, or you can leave it very sheer. You can do whatever you want with this one. I love it. Definitely. I'm definitely going to pick up more shades in this. I love it. Not that I need more blush. Not that I need more blush, but that's how much I love these Merit Flush Bomb blushes. And for powder blush, this is the Kosas Blush is Life. This is in the shade Blissed, and I'm wearing it today. It gives you such a soft glow. It's buildable, so you can just do a wash or build it up just for more of an intense color, but it has that marbling inside, and so it's not too intense. It's gorgeous, and when I wear it, it leaves the most soft glow on the face where it's not intense. It's not intense at all. It's very subtle, but I don't have to wear highlighter when I wear this blush. But it's not an intense highlight. You could always, of course, always add highlighter if you wanted to, but usually I don't, because what this leaves behind is more than enough for me, and I love it. I love a subtle highlight, and this gives that to me. But as a blush, and this color in particular, I love it. I love it. Speaking of a highlighter, this is the Ilia Light Shift in the shade Glint. It is a cream to powder formula. It's very creamy and then dries down to a powder. This is like a champagne-y kind of gold, and it gives you a gorgeous highlight to the face. So it's not glittery, it's subtle, but there. You definitely can see a highlight on your face, but it blends right in. Like I said, it is a cream, but it dries down to a powder. It's seamless, lit from within, but you know you have highlighter on, kind of thing. So when I want a highlight, like a real highlight, that's what I've been reaching for. The other highlighter I want to talk about is the Merit Day Glow Highlighting Balm. So this is a balm, hence the name. I have the shade Kava. I'll put it next to the Ilia here. It's got a dewy, radiant finish. It's very lightweight and airy. It doesn't have any sparkle in it at all. This shade Kava is like a champagne color, and I love it. It doesn't lift makeup underneath, so you can apply this with your finger straight to your face. I wouldn't go in directly with a stick, but putting it on your finger and just placing it on the high points of your cheek does the trick, and it's gorgeous. I want to talk about this Makeup Forever HD Skin Face Palette. I'm quite sure you're sick of hearing about this from me, but you have everything that you need in here. You have your foundation, you have your bronzer, you have your highlighter, you have your blushes. You can even use this as concealer if you would like to. Not only is it convenient, but the formula in here is so, so beautiful. It goes on so smoothly. They're all the same formula, and so they all work together as well. This is perfect for travel. This is perfect for the person who just wants all their stuff in one palette. So, so easy. You can mix and match the shades to get your own custom tone, whatever you want. I love this so much. The highlighters are gorgeous too in here. All the blood, everything is just top notch in here, and I love it. I love it. Next, I want to talk about the Hourglass Ambient Light edits that were released for a holiday just a little while ago. I picked up two, Dragon and the Eye. This one is the Dragon palette. I'll bring it up close for you so you can see. Oh, the sun's coming out. Damn it. I always want the sun to come out, but not in the middle of a product shot. Here is a close-up of the Dragon palette. All its beauty. I love it. I love it so much. And here is the Eye palette up close. So in here you have bronzer, blush, and finishing powders. They go on just so beautifully. So beautifully. You have it all again in one palette. Not everything, but all of your powders in here. These are really, really pricey. So if you were thinking about picking them up, this is a really, really good time to do so. I love having both the Dragon and the Eye palettes because the biggest difference and distinction I would think between the two are the blush shades that you can choose from. These just sit on my desk and, you know, I eeny, meeny, miny, mo, whatever I want to pick that day. I'm always reaching for them. I love them so much. I love the finish that they leave on the face. They're very subtle. They're very elevated. They're beautiful. Eyeshadow, eyeshadow, eyeshadow. There has been so much eyeshadow released lately. How do I pick? So I'm going to start with the Mario. And the reason I'm going to start with the Mario is because this is a limited edition. I believe it's still available, and so if you want to snatch it up at the sale, it'd be a good idea because when he says it's limited edition, it usually is limited edition. So if this is a color story that speaks to you, I did do a whole video dedicated to this palette. I do love it. It pulls a little gray. It pulls a little gray. And there is definitely fallout. It's a little bit messy. So that's what I'll say about this one. But is it a gorgeous palette? I'll do my eyes first. If you don't mind doing that, then you can't go wrong if this is your color story. I love that there's a pop of blue in there. I love the warmer side of this. It's very well laid out, and I love it. And the formula is beautiful. It goes on beautifully. They're pigmented. They apply themselves, just like the other ones I'm going to talk about. If this is something that you had your eye on, this would be a really good time to pick it up. Natasha Denona. We have to talk about Natasha. So we have the Golden palette. We have the I Need a Warm palette. And we have the very new xoxo palette. Let me open them up just so you can take a peek inside. Here is the beautiful Golden palette. Neutral, warm, leaning with pops of gold in there. Absolutely beautiful. Here we have the I Need a Warm palette. Another gorgeous neutral palette, warm leaning. Let me put the golden and the warm side by side. And here they are. They, at first glance, you'd think, oh, they're the same, but the golden palette, much more golden, hence the name, and a little bit more neutral than the I Need a Warm. Warmer tones in there, but also you can get some neutral shades as well, but both gorgeous, both gorgeous. And here's the xoxo palette that I reviewed recently, also beautiful. So this is what I want to say. I recommend all three, and the reason I recommend all three is because the formula in all three is amazing. You cannot go wrong with a Natasha Denona palette. I'm not going to recommend the golden versus the warm versus the xoxo because that's going to depend on the color story that you prefer and what you like. So all three are great. I just wanted to show you the latest three that I have picked up from Natasha this year. The Roxa palette's not going to be for everybody. Purples and pinks are not necessarily for everyone. The warm and the golden are a little bit more everyday friendly, but you can get beautiful, beautiful, shimmery, gorgeous looks out of those as well. So again, the formula can't go wrong with any of them. It's going to depend on what you like. If you've been eyeing these, if you've been thinking about picking them up and one of these color stories floats your boat, any of the Natasha Denonas, not just these three, these just happen to be the latest ones, any of her midi palettes or her minis, they're all great. The sale is a great time to pick them up if you were thinking about it. Oh, did you think I was going to forget about this one? No. I just reviewed this, and this is the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette, her very last She Says Big palette. Here's what we look like inside. Let me get a little bit closer for you so you can see. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous, icy, cool leaning palette, but you do have some warm options in here as well, and I love it. I'm wearing it today and I had so much fun playing with this palette a little bit more. I did 2 looks in my review that I put up just a few days ago, and I wanted to continue to play around with it, and it was so much fun. I love it. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Highly recommend if this is, again, a color story that you like. I also want to recommend the YSL Quads. This is in the shade 100 Stora Dolls. I love this. It's not like the most impactful shadow. You get very subtle looks from it, but you can get it. You can get this, you know, a nice shine on the eye. It's beautiful. It's convenient. It's a quad. Easy to reach for, and you know, you have your 4 shadows to pick from, and it's easy breezy, slap a look together and you're good. Very beautiful quality eyeshadows. They've released many color stories in this format, and I think I might be picking some up. I don't know. I love them. I love reaching for them. It's just convenient. The formula is great. You're not going to get, you know, Natasha Denona looks from it. You're not. It's YSL. We've got different finishes in here. You got matte, satin, and shimmer, and you can do a complete look with this little guy right here. Moving on to lips, my one recommendation is the Fenty Traced Out Lip Liners. So creamy. They glide right on. They're sharpenable. They last all day. They do not move. I love them. I love the shade range. I have 2. I cannot find the other one, so I'm only holding up one. This one's peanut butter, and I also have Thugs Blush 2. One neutrally brown leaning one, and then a more pink one is the Thugs Blush 2. And I love these. I reach for them every day when I'm wearing liner. They glide on so easily. Like you don't even have to touch your lip. And then once they dry down, they do not move. So if you're looking for a lip liner, try these out. For lip treatment, I'd highly recommend the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve. It comes in some different flavors. Doesn't really matter which one. They're so nourishing on the lips. I'd picked up 2, but my husband has stolen the other one. So I don't know where it is. But this one is Strawberry Sorbet. The one that he took was the clear one, but they are so nourishing, and they are a treatment. They do leave a little shine behind, but this is more for nourishment. They do provide such good hydration for your lips, and it lasts. The hydration lasts a really long time, so you don't really need to reapply very often. And this is the only lip treatment that has made this list. Only lipsticks remain, but I am going to have to cut this short right now because I do have to take my son to a medical appointment that we cannot be late for and we cannot miss. Once I'm back, if I have enough daylight to continue filming in natural light, I will do so. If I do not have enough natural light, I will have to pick this back up tomorrow, and I might look a little bit different. But I did want to get this recorded so that I can have enough time to edit it and get it up for you before the sale starts. I can't believe I made it all the way to lips. I was almost there. Oh my gosh. I made it back, and I have like 10 minutes. Let me see if I can do this. Lip glosses and lip oils. This is the Guerlain Kiss Be Glow. They are quite sheer, and you don't get too much pigment. However, they're a little bit more pigmented than the Dior lip oils, I would say. These have a very high shine, and they feel very nice on the lips, and I love them. And I also love the cute little packaging. It's really adorable. Translates beautifully onto the lips. It's gorgeous. I love it. Another splurgy lip gloss. This is the Armani Prismaglass. This is in the shade 02 Candy Halo. That is it right there. It's very high shine, It's pretty long lasting for a lip gloss, much more pigmented than the Guerlain Bee Glow. However, it is, again, pricey and a splurgy kind of item because at the end of the day, it's a lip gloss. Would I spend this much money full price again for it? No, but is it beautiful, and does it feel moisturizing on the lips, and it feels really, really comfortable? And like I mentioned, pretty long lasting for a lip gloss? Yes. And that's why I wanted to mention it here. So it's one of those high priced items that if you've been wanting to check out and having the discount kind of makes it a little bit easier, then that would be one that I would recommend. Next, on the more reasonable side, this one I think is around $25 or $26 Canadian, is the Give Beauty Dewy Plump Lip Oil Gloss. Very, very high shine, and it does an incredible job of not plumping, but smoothing the lips. Like no line is to be seen. It reminds me very much of the Lawless Forget the Filler, but it's not plumping at all. It just smooths everything out and it looks gorgeous. Let me quickly swatch this shade called Marigolds. There we have Marigolds at the bottom here. So that's the Guerlain, that's the Armani, and this is the Give. Obviously a lot more pigment than the other glosses in the lip oil from Guerlain. It's absolutely gorgeous, a gorgeous, gorgeous gloss that I don't hear too many people talking about, and I love this shade Marigolds as well. So those are my 3 gloss / oil recommendations. Oh my God, the sun is going down. It's going down. I have 2 lipsticks to talk about. The first one, no surprise, is the Westman Atelier Lip Suede Hydrating Matte Lipsticks. These names have to be shorter. They must be. I have talked about these lipsticks at nauseum. I love them so much. For a matte lipstick, they just glide on themselves to your lips. They're the most comfortable matte lipstick, but they don't look flat either. They're just perfect. They're perfect. I have 3 shades. I'll quickly swatch them for you. We have Lacquer, Minx, and Piqué. I love them all. These are very pricey. Very, very pricey, but I will gladly pay full price for these because the formula is worth it. That's how much I love them. That's how much I highly recommend them to you. And if you can get them on sale, even better. Next up and finally are the NARS Explicit Satin Lipsticks. These are a classic satin formula. They feel so great on the lips. They come in a beautiful, beautiful shade range. They're also refillable. I have 3 to show you: Envy, Adulteress, and Exposed. I love all 3. I had a really hard time picking the shades. I narrowed it down to these 3 when I was in store, but definitely I'm itching to get a few more because the shade range is phenomenal. I wanted them all. I really, really did. And this formula is, like I said, just a classic lipstick that feels really great on the lips, is quite long lasting. The fact that it's refillable is also a plus. It is a pricey lipstick. Pricey, but I love them. I did pay full price for them. If there wasn't a sale, I probably would still pay full price for them, only because I love them so very much. But again, sale coming up, might take the opportunity to pick up a couple more shades. We'll see. Wow, this was a race against time. It really, really was. The sun is literally just, I cannot see it anymore. If I didn't mention a category, for example, I didn't have any mascara in this video. I didn't have any eyebrow products, any hair products, or anything like that. That's because since my spring Sephora recommendations video, I don't have anything to add to that. So again, you can refer back to that one because it's a full-on list. I think it's an hour-long video. I included everything in there. And like I said, if there wasn't anything in addition to those, then I wasn't going to include them in this video. Oh, I also did do a video halfway through the year, and I called it Halftime Heroes, the best products of 2024 that I had tried halfway through the year. There are some products in there that aren't necessarily sold at Sephora, but if you wanted to refer to another video, if you were curious, I'll link that one down below as well. I forgot to mention that I'm today, or it's totally worn off. I want to put it back on. Wearing the Armani Prismaglass. Today, it had completely worn off, and just wanted to put it back on before I say goodbye. I'm really snoopy to know if you are all planning to shop this sale or not. If you are, I'd love to know what your top products are that you will be adding to cart. Do you usually just replenish your staples, or do you take this opportunity to buy maybe some higher priced items and take advantage of the discount, let me know. Let me know how you guys navigate these sales. And also let me know if you find these recommendation videos helpful. Literally, the sun is about to go down in about 30 seconds. So I want to quickly say goodbye. Thank you so, so very much for watching. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell button so that you're notified every time I do post a video. Again, thank you so, so very much for watching. Have fun shopping the sale if you're shopping the sale, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. You guys have no idea how stressful that was. That was so stressful. Like, my heart is beating out of my chest. Not that, you know, we're saving any lives over here or anything, but I really didn't want to do this tomorrow. I wanted this to be a cohesive video, not cut out from one day to the next. I know that's not even that big of a deal, but I really wanted to get this done so I can have enough time to edit it and get it up before the sale starts. And so I don't even know how much of me you can see right now because it's literally, I'm hoping. But anyway, if you made it this far to the end, this is just a little bonus letting you know what was going on in my brain as I was like finishing up that video. I thought, no, how many more products do I have? Whoa. Anyway, thanks for sticking to the end. Bye.